Hey, welcome back to a deep dive into Grok. If you haven't subscribed my channel, I recommend you to subscribe for more AI content and thanks for those who actually subscribe and watching my videos. Today, I'm going to explore all incredible features you can find on Grok AI Assistant. Whether you are a content creator or a developer or a kind of a research person who wanted to know more about the what are the latest news are happening, the 10 Crook AI assistant is perfect for you because it has the ability to go and create more relevant content. And so we are going to an option where you can decide whether you are going to save your charts and share them with AI, like ChatGPT, to be trained to their model. If you don't want it happen, you can enable to private charts. So I prefer it for most of you. If you don't want to share your charts history, what you've been doing it, so go with private mode. And on the left hand side you will see the search options. You can try the previous one. It has the plugins of diagram builder. You can use it for your customized diagrams, and it has a mind map visualizer where you can create customized mind maps with detailed hierarchy structures and explanations. And you can use a recharge visualizer to create a customized data visualizations using recharts with interactive responsive charts. So these three plugins are pretty impressive for me to have in a day-to-day work because Grook is making me more personalized agent rather than giving it a generic kind of a chat bot, which is going to be give you a generic ones. So you can also change the appearance. You can connect to your X account and change it color to dark system ones, and you can set up behavior of the assistants as well. So if you want to disable the auto scrolling, and you can do that, you can customize the sidebars for your code generations, and it's going to show you that it has a custom response for you. You can go and try it. And it's the one thing impressive part about Grook, they are giving you a lot of freedom to modify the things. So it has your files. You can go to settings, help, upgrade, and sign out those options. And there are notifications you might find helpful. So that's kind of notification you can be in there, and you can connect to the apps. You can connect to Google Drive. You can connect to OneDrive as well. You can connect to your X account, and they are coming up like the connect the more um, Gmail and other stuff in coming futures. And you can report the feedbacks quite there. You can generalize your feedback as well, and you can upload files and connect to your Google Drive. It's going to connect and upload your files. If you look the left hand side, it gives you an option to attachments where you can upload, connect to the Google Drive, and you can deep search, which has advanced searching capabilities and reasoning. You can have a deep search for extended search and more reasoning. So you can change between both the options. If you wanted to go with more extended search and more reasoning, you can go with that options, and you have a thinking one and go down to have create image and edit the image. And you have personas, which is like either you want to choose a companion, a homework helper, or not a doctor. So it's going to be more persona based, which means like it's more personalized AI assistant for you. And you have a workspace now where you can define your workspace by attaching the files, your workspaces. They will use all those charts in a workspace and give you result more relevant to that workspace. You can attach, upload files, connect to your Google Drive, and you can do that. And you can give you instructions to it as well. So, what kind of instructions the workspace has to follow? You can write those prompts out there based upon the instructions or the conversations you kept. You have to a voice option. You can speak with Grok as an assistant. That enabled start maybe next week. You can have prompt options, so you can add your own prompts and can go back and search whatever predefined prompts are there. They are going to add more prompts. That's what they are promising. And you can put your placeholder and comments there, which is quite impressive to me. And then you can use a diagram builder and you can write a prompt and you can use group smart test or enable a searching browser where you can have internet capabilities as well. Now I'm going to ask group, right? What is multi-agent architecture? So I type it there. What is multi-agent architecture? And so I have given the instructions, 8 the mind map in a plugin. So it automatically generated the description about that and started giving the mind map of multi-agent architecture, which is taking about the definition, components, type, applications, and challenges, and agents and environments and communication, collaborative, hybrid thinking, and robotic distributed AI. So it is going to give you and started create a kind of like mind map where you can understand the multi-agent architecture, the definition, components, type, application, and challenges. So it's going to show you different types of multi-agent, the collaboration and competitive and hybrid. And you have the entire things. You can download your mind map and started analyzing further to your research work. So you can try deep research to the research wider. So the moment you given the prompt, it started taking that as an input and started trying for a deep research and wider kind of a thinking. And you can add the one more plugin which I showed you earlier, which is like building a diagram, right? So a rechart visualizer. It's pretty awesome for me because it has taken that previous output and started coming back and showing me that how it's going to generate a rechart with the analytics. All I have done is like I've just given a prompt and it's showing that I created a diagram how the agents gonna communicate each other or where the agents has to be used more into the robotic and distributed AI. So it's pretty impressive the way it's dynamically interactions and coordinating and giving that with the help of prompt itself. It's understand it way better. And I went to the diagram builder, so it's going to give me and started asking that it started building a chart, the flow diagram immediately. You have to give a singular prompt and it started giving you It's going to create a diagram how agents are communicating each other. So how reasoning and action agents one is doing it, and how agent 2 has the perception and reasoning and the action and giving the feedback to it. It's going to create a dynamic interactions and coordination stuff. And when it goes back, you can ask technically why is here. It started searching, right? So how the agents are gonna communicating each other, and it's given a detail flow diagram. So you can change it to the technical way. You can type it, right. Say I want it to be in a writing mode, should be technical, and then I can type it to what does big data architecture looks like. um, it's gonna goes back, and this is like big data architecture design, and I have given the prompt, and so immediately it's created a context for me. What does a big data architecture looks like? The storage layer, analytic layer, and the scalability consideration, which I need to think about, right. So I wanted to create a diagram for that. So I have taken the similar prompts, not a prompt. I've taken kind of like input from a group has given, right? And I understand that, right? It has given me detailed uh, input, like what are the things I need to consider for my architecture for big data analytics. It has a fault tolerance, reliability and security, performance optimization, and implementation as well. So all I have to do is like copy that and paste it back into Grok and use the diagram straight away. And or else if I wanted to build a mind map for that, which I can do it. It's so easy because you have a workspace. It's understand your context to it, and it started giving what you're gonna think it, right. So you wanted to create that kind of like diagrams where you wanted to have a better understanding. You can use that big data architecture, a mind map, explained pretty decent way, right? It has taken the design context consideration, and it's given you the prompt. The moment I have given the prompt, and all I can see that like entire flow it has given to me, right? It's created a very beautiful mind map of big data. The architecture design and architecture are your injection layer and processing layer, the storage layers and analytic layer, and the scalability with Elasticsearch tools, Spark, SDFC, SDFS, Hive, Root, and Analytics, which has high exclusion to the multi-agent metrics in big data. So it shows us like to use the storage layer, the Parquet files. That's a key one, right? How we are going to store it. And it shows like ingestion layer, processing layer, storage layer, analytical layer. And it considers the design aspects of scalability and fault tolerance, and how you are going to do a fault tolerance, the replications of the Spark checkpoints and distributed ones. And it's going to give me the entire explanation in a couple of minutes, and it's going to give the latest news information as well. So if you're interested to wanted to hear or see, right, because the way you are interacting to the group as a AI assistant, it's gonna gives you those the way it's gonna respond to you. Unlike other agents, it's gonna be not gonna be uh, they are gonna give you more generalistic one, but here it's completely amazing, right? So you can use Grook as your personal assistant or agent. That's kind of like feasibility and flexibility and accommodations they're going to give to us. And I went to and tried for the latest news in Grook and can provided the latest news depending upon your region where you belongs. And it's going to give you the latest news for that region, like India, Pakistan. You can try uh, the latest news. You can define it, and you can do the stuff, and you can create your persona agent, which I'm gonna explain a bit after I'm creating the images. All you need to do is like you have to click the images button and give the prompt whatever the images which you wanted to be created. And you can, I'm gonna show you a wonderful trick as well. So with the prompt you created an image, and you have the ability to edit that image as well. So which is means you can create an innovative image with your prompt. I asked to create an image about Grok itself, and I get an option to create it, and then I can edit the images. You have a creative options to create a watercolor destination or cubic painting, right? So I'm going to show you that how you're going to do that once you created an image. So I've given a simple prompt, and it started giving the images to me. So it's going to create me the creative side of it, right? So which I talks about the watercolor destination, cubic painting, and retrograde one. And immediately, the moment if you click um, any creative aspect of it, right? I try graffiti where it has taken that, and if you look at the speed of it, it's amazing. It's immediately created the image what I looks it, right, what I wanted it, and it has ability to change the background. It's immediately going to create it, and you can change the background from Tokyo to Paris. It's going to change it in seconds. So even if you wanted to change the background and still you wanted to change about the kind of a persona you wanted to see it, right? Or the kind of like background you saw it, right? But you can change the subject as well. Ah, man, it's amazing, right? Because I've seen it like a couple of AI agents which are working, but I haven't not seen this much of like customization. So hats off to Grok, which done pretty decent job in terms of like customization, right? So I've seen most of them is gonna create images, whatever I ask, but it's not gonna have given me the option to create a customization, and I have to pay for that if I wanted to do that. And you have option to see it your previous images which you have created with the help of the group. And yeah, and it the why I was like surprised with those number of features, it's because it's going to create you custom AI agents. Let me say like I choose a comedian one. The persona I choose is talk about comedians. Like it means like it's going to tells me about the comedies and change it, right? And I want to try it like not a doctor, right? So Grook is so intelligent that he says like, hey, it's not a doctor. Please consult one. Doesn't share personal information that will identify it. So it's notifying you, and it is cool, right? The way they are notifying to me that what is happening, and if I given some kind of my weight, and I started like, hey, give me what I need to do it, like I've given my weight and my height, and it started taking that as an input and started giving me the update for that. It's pretty cool and amazing. And it's giving me that height parameters, calculating, interrupting the BMIs. What this means to me, right? So it's suggesting me to go for exercise and not gonna eat the processed food, take small kind of like breaks in the life. So pretty amazing the way it's working, right? And they have the capabilities of deep search. So deep search, let me try with the multi-agent for the deep search, right, which I already done earlier. And I'm trying to say it's like how what is deep search can do with the multi-agentic communication, right? So straight away goes there and goes back and search all those recommended articles and tools, comes back with the key points. And what multi-agent design looks like, how it's going to be create a smart agents for a softwares to interact, right? How it's going to tackle the big complicated task and things of like a team where each team member has a specific job, and it might be in a coding or planning or a manager, right? So it has given me the detail, um, or deep research. It's quite amazing because it has two options as I shown you earlier. Like you can do deep search with advanced deep search and extended deep search as well. So if you have a more extensive way to go and research your topic where you wanted to build something more innovative and competitor analysis and market analysis, and then you come back and says like how it's gonna works it right, it's gonna be perfect for you, and it has the capabilities to give you the latest information which has been there. So I can go back and understand what happening in the current today. So who is said what, how it's been informed, who is tweaking what information about it, like how my competitors are doing it. So it's gonna gives you those detailed information, which is gonna really helpful if you are trying to build some quality products, and it's gonna give you the each aspects how you need to think. The conclusion is gonna say you like a lot of time, right? I go back and I go and see the conclusion every time, how it's concluding the things, and I can click the search once, and I'm gonna go for a thinking one. So it's going for like a human way of like thinking. Now it goes back, and it's going to tells me that right how this agents is going to be there. The systems are great, like managing the traffics and everything, and it's gonna says like what problems we are gonna face it, right? So when I enable the thinking one, so Grok is gonna gives his own opinion about multi-agent. So I created a deep research, but I wanted to know about how it's going to think about that. So even if I have some of the files, I can share it, and then I started for my deep search, and then I can ask Grok like what is your opinion on that. If I enable the private chat, it's not going to share and try my data. So it's gonna gives me the flexibility and customization that allows me to do and play more with the group, and that's it's going to give me the examples like vehicle trafficking flow such. It's gonna shows me like what problems it's gonna be challenges and what problems it's gonna be solved with the help of the group, and it's gonna say what is its take on that, especially the problem of driving skills on a real-time coordination, because it's been trying on the Tesla data as well. And you have a prompt, and you can save your prompts anytime if you wanted to do that. And hope you like it. uh, if you like it, please like and subscribe to my channel for more AI content. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you guys.